guys, welcome to my channel. Today's video we're going to be touring the Morlantian army, and I just want to give you a heads up. I have reviewed my last video and I noticed that I was keep saying "and" a lot, and I know that's probably like annoying to some of you, so I'm going to try not to use or repeat the same words over and over and over. So hopefully this video can make up for that. And like my other video, it's still got like less views, which it's probably still growing right now, but I want to see if I can make it more entertaining and see if it's good for my audience. So we're going to get into the Morlantian army tour now. I'm just going to let you know it's going to be the same. It's going to be like shorter, probably the same length as the other one, so don't expect to think it's going to be a lot, but I will also paraphrase and correct my miscount of the Faithfulinian army. There was the army total of them was actually 96, but that's them. Today we're only focusing on Morlant, and let's get into the video. And also stay tuned for the geography and vehicles, and the geography and a comparison between before and after. So let's begin. This is the Morlantian army. As you can see, they are same as the Faithfulinians, and I am going to try to do the same with these guys, but I'm pretty sure most of you guys know. But before I discuss what soldiers they are, the country of Morlant is basically, in my universe, China. And this is not, well, it's a mix between, well, it's basically communist China, but these guys are allies with Basaja at the moment, and they're not hostile to anybody. So let's begin the breakdown. So of course we have our charger. So this is our charger. We have our patrolman and guard slash assault rifleman. We have the national leader and medic or recruit. We have the 30 cal and 30 cal machine gun. They can be used both. Well, the 20 cal machine gun, they can be both used. They can use both 30 and 20 just by switching the barrels. The standard rifleman, the machine pistol, the submachine gun there, the ammo carrier, the mechanic, another form of recruit, sapper slash engineer, and bazooka man. Let's move on to the vehicles. So these are the vehicles. They have a mix of different kinds. They have a total of 12 tanks. These 4 are the original tanks they had, and these guys were commonly used for the early years of warfare. And same with these tanks, these anti-aircraft tanks, they were rarely used in combat. And these are the series of new tanks that they got. These 3 were created on their own, but this one was gifted to Morlant by Basaja. That's why there's a British flag, because Basaja represents Great Britain. And since they're allies, Basaja granted them one of their newest model tanks, since it was too small for their troops, and figured that it would work for Morlant. And the Morlantians agreed and liked these new models of tanks because they were lighter and they were quicker. These tanks were medium heavy, so they were kind of slow but fast on the turret rotating, and most of the time they ended up being destroyed because they were such a bigger target. But with these are smaller and lighter, and they can move quicker on the battlefield and could destroy their enemies as fast as they can. They also have 4 helicopters as their air support, since they don't have planes yet. But these copters are armed with missiles and 50 cal machine guns on the front and bottom of the pilot. Oops, give me a minute. There's a little crack in this one. There, now it's closed. Let's move on to the geography. This is what Morlant looks like now, which is this green mass here. And this nation up here is Angolia. And before I get to show you a before and after, you must be wondering, well, what's this water right here? Why? And earlier you showed us they only had tanks and planes. Why don't they have a fleet yet? Well, Morlant doesn't have a fleet yet because most of the wars involved around the lands nearby and their enemies on their near the borders, and the only way they traveled to other nations and traded with other nations through the water was by air. And currently they are working on their own fleet, but it would probably take a while for them to design their own boats. So yeah, that's the question, and I hope that answers most of you guys' questions, like why they don't have a fleet like every other nation does. And Taylor doesn't have a fleet either, but DOS has, and Budapest has, and Gridley has, and Face of Fleet. But most of these nations had fleets, and most of them don't have fleets. So just wanted to clarify that. But this is what they used to look like before. And all this territory used to belong to them, but since the new nations arrived, they agreed to share the northern portion of their territory because they viewed that if the new nation is up there, then they don't have to worry about expanding their men too thin, and when war comes around, they can only focus on their own borders from right here. So that's why they shared a somewhat large portion of their territory with the new nation, but they still kept the rest to themselves. So, yeah. Okay, well, that'll be it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.